Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Dev, and today we're going to talk about the update to Botworld Adventure. Now, this update is 1.1.0, and I'm going to talk about everything in this update. We're going to cover it, and you can see down in the description below a detailed breakdown of this update if you didn't want to wait and watch the whole thing, but I advise you to because there's a lot of info packed into this update. And it's really cool. I'm excited to talk to you guys about it. So stick around, drop a like, subscribe to the content, ring the bell for notifications, and sit back and enjoy the ride. So let's begin talking about 1.1.0 update. Now this update was pulled directly from their Discord. If you don't have access, you can click the little tab over here on the right hand side right above my head, and you can see the most recent update and information that's provided to you in game. This is more detailed information plus the bug fixes. So let's start at the top. So they've added some hats, they've added a new bot and some new abilities, the season pass, some side quests, and auto turrets and aggressive plant traps. So a lot of stuff, right? But you may not think it's a whole lot, but it is. So with every new season comes with great things that they have added to the game to make it a little bit more enjoyable for a lot of different people. So the hats we're going to take a look at first, then we'll move on to the bot Gusto, but we're going to only give you like a little snippet of him before we go into depth. That'll be in a different video. Then we'll also talk about the two different abilities and what can I expect and where can you get them, and the season pass. All right, so let's first take a look at the hats. So it's really cool to find them. There's a couple of ways to get them. So the first place that you can look for to find the hats is right here in the arena. As you can see, the epic hat is listed here. They've got some other hats down over here that I've already collected. They've got the eye patch here, and they've got a welding mask, which I kind of like the welding mask. It's pretty dope. And then I think there's one more. Nope, so that's it. And they've got different levels. So it's really cool to have the access to different types of hats that you can accessorize your character with. And of course, when you finish, you get the cool little arena crown for getting over 6,000, which again, that is super awesome if you can get that high. Let's go ahead and take a look at where the hats are. So if you come inside your boat, you're going to take a look at the far right hand corner where your recruits are, and there's a little tab here where you can check out the different types of hats. Now this is where you can go to look at the hats, as you can see here, and you can just click through and change the different kinds that you have access to. Really cool options that you have here. I'm not sure how you get the Pirate Lord hat. There's a couple of them I'm not really sure how you get them, but you know, the randomizer just says, hey, what am I wearing today? And it really wants me to wear the sun hat, so we'll wear the sun hat for a little bit. Then you click finish, and now you're walking around with a new hat. So pretty cool little thing that they have added. Now the other way that you can get them is actually through side quests, and as I mentioned, the side quests are part of this update. Now, to get the side quests, that's a little more tricky. You have to get them right here in your story side quest contracts. So in order to get them, you have to recycle it and just wait for one to come in, or you can watch an ad, or if you purchase the season pass, you get them for free, and you can cycle through them to get through there. So pretty cool that they've added it. Definitely the side quests are really nice because it gives you something else to give you more backstory. So as they talked about in their update, it's just another way to get you, the player, closer to the Botworld community and the different types of people that are left in the town. So it's really cool and really nice that they've added something like that. The second part of this update talks about Gusto, our brand new bot that we get for this season. Now, as a content creator, which I'm a part of the community program for Botworld Adventure, which I thank you for allowing me to be a part of, is Gusto, a support bot. Now, I figured they would put out another support bot because there isn't enough. Now that we've reached pretty much 4 support bots, if I'm not mistaken, three or 4, there's a lot now. There's a decent amount, so now they're going to probably move on to another bot. But anyways, this season we got Gusto. He's pretty cool. He's definitely one that I've come to love and really enjoyed playing with him so far. His AI is not quite far up yet, but we'll talk more about him in a future video, so stay tuned for that. But overall, Gusto is definitely a keeper for your team. His blast and his push ability is super great, and I've loved it every second. I'm so glad that I have it. His stats are kind of meh right now, but overall, he's a great addition to my team. But we're going to move on and talk about the other parts of this patch. So the next part we're going to talk about is the Gale and Tornado Bolt abilities. Now, the Gale Wind and Tornado Bolt. So I haven't gotten them yet, but I can only imagine what they can do, right? So Gale Winds and Tornado, it's like the tornado is going to allow you to fling the bot around. It's going to fling it all over the map, which is great because that's going to give you a way, push those close quarter bots away or push like far distance bots around so that they can kind of get banged up a little bit. Maybe it like causes them to get dizzy. Like I said, I haven't gotten it yet, so I don't have a whole lot of information about. Gale just seems like a really hard force wind that's going to push the bots backwards away from you because they do have Gust. So it's going to be an advancement of Gust, and then Tornado is obviously the better one at the end, which again, it goes back to, you know, how they're going to come in and play a part in the game. They are a random drop, so you do just have to continue playing and you'll eventually get the drop. I can't wait till I get that because I've always used Gust. It's been on my abilities list since I got it, but I've just used it so much before I got like the barrier and some of the other ones. But if you can get those, I would put them on and use them as your abilities because they're just, I feel like the use is there totally. The next part we're going to talk about is the season quest. So let's go ahead and take a look at the season quest. It seems pretty legit. I will see it in the rewards. Click on the rewards tab and you'll see the season pass. Now, just like last season, this season costs 170 gems, as you see here. And you can get gems by purchasing them in the shop. And it's $10 to get the pretty much the membership that they have offered here. Now, you're going to get a whole bunch of resources. If you haven't seen what was available in my last half of the season, you can take a look card up the top because I went and did a huge in-depth overview of that. But overall, I felt like it was really worth it. Now, you're going to be able to get access to Gust. And see, look, there's like a bandana. So, like, they have a whole bunch of cool things for the free-to-play and for those that want to spend and get to level 30 to get Gusto. And then you've got all the rare and the big chests that you can open. They have goggles. Just, it's really cool to see all a bunch of the different accessories. There's Gale, which is the Forced Wind. And you'll be able to get that with the season pass. And lastly is there's another goggle set, which is cool. So if you are interested in becoming a member, don't forget you can skip the different missions and stuff and get like double the loot for free at no charge for you, no watching more videos. Or you can use it and recycle the contracts so you can get the new contracts with the new storyline side quest missions. And I like all of that. I think it's really great. And having the membership is just an added bonus. I still feel like the free-to-play, free citizenship membership is still very great. And it has a lot of offers and abilities for you guys as the end players. If you're watching this video and you are just starting out, unfortunately, you won't be able to access this season because you're still in the beginner season. And you'll have access to the rewards in this season and the open world and going through the different quests and missions. And so you feel like if you're missing out, you're not. Don't worry. You're just going to have to wait till next season. So in about 40 days from now, you'll be able to access it. They might make a change so that it happens sooner. I'm not sure, but I can bet that they are going to make a change. I would assume that they would make it a little bit easier for those that just started out today. You can't access the season for another 30 days. I'm not sure if they're going to change it. I think they are. I would like them to because that would be a great addition. Moving on. So the other cool feature they added, as it says auto turrets, I didn't read it all before, really think about it. But every time you disable one of those turrets, it's like shoot at you when you're walking through the map. Yeah, you'll get scrap, which is about time because I'm really tired of those freaking things hitting me and I just run away from them because they're really annoying. But now that gives me incentive to go to them and disable them so I can get scrap. We all need scrap to upgrade our bots. So don't tell me you don't need scrap. You always need some extra scrap, especially when it's free. And some bug fixes that they fixed here. I didn't have any issues in the scrapyard danger zone, but I didn't go in there as often as many other players did. And it fixed a bunch of collides in the wild. Pretty much anytime that you ran over the map, that's what they're talking about. So they fixed a bunch of those things. Some of the really good bot changes that they've made changes to is Hornet, which I'm very glad they have, because Hornet was one of those bots I just don't like. He's super weak and squishy, and increasing his health, I really hope that changes him and I can play him a lot better. But overall, like, Hornet was always on the bottom of all of my tier lists, and any tier list I'd come across, Hornet was not at the top. He's one of the rewards that you get in the arena, so that's what I'm like, especially in the far end of the arena. But I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see and test them out. The other thing that they've changed is Frosty. Now, I like Frosty. He's on one of my bot teams, and I'm really interested to see how this AI changed and how much better or worse it makes him. I think it's obviously it's gonna make it better overall, and it makes his effectiveness a little bit better. Like I said, I'm gonna have to bring him out and test him to see the major differences. But any percentage, which is either a second change or a percentage change, is always going to be beneficial to that one type of bot, because they realized he was either dying too quickly or he should have survived in some of the situations and scenarios. I really like Frosty. He's able to freeze characters and slow them down and keep them off of other players or other bots. So I really like him. I'm really interested to see how well this changes things. Now let's talk about the newest update, 1.1.1, and this fixed a bunch of different little bugs that they've experienced. I think it's probably something that didn't quite make the final push out of the last update, and this is kind of like a subsequent update to help that last patch, because we all know as soon as some updates come out, there's usually bugs or lag issues, so then they push out like a secondary update. This is that kind of update to make the season a little bit better. Now, Longshot, I really like Longshot, and I think in that last update they kind of jacked up the way his shots are fired or changed the adjustments. So they fixed that. They fixed Fork. They fixed some models in Arena Master. Fixed the bug where their game would freeze when offline. I don't go offline that often, so I don't really see that. Balance changes here. Dune Bug's critical strikes and AI upgrades decreased from 25 to 20% and now affects all attacks. So that's an interesting change. Dune is still a really great bot in the early game. I don't use him on my primary team. I want to say one of my recruits use him. I never really liked him that much, but his rollout ability to evade was really great, but it was very annoying to fight many of them at one time, but I don't think he was still really worth my time and effort. I had other bots to focus on. They changed Slicer's critical strike AI upgrade from 10 to 20. That's a pretty significant change. Now, I really like Slicer on my recruits. He's super fast and he puts a lot of DPS out. So this is definitely going to change his DPS ratio, which will need to be reevaluated to see if I change him on any of the bot tiers, because that's important change there. But that pretty much wraps up all of the updates that have hit Botworld. We've covered so many different things. I do like the fact that they have a lot of different options and that they're constantly making this game better. They have this huge free-to-play community that's finally ready to just kick it back and relax with a chill, awesome game. I've really had a fun time playing it, and I really think everyone that takes this game is gonna love it as well. But that's going to wrap up this video. I covered so much, and don't forget to drop a like and subscribe if you're enjoying this kind of content. These games are so much fun, and it's super relaxing. If you haven't picked it up, go ahead and try and pick it up. It's great. You're really going to thank me later. It's not super fast paced. You just go at your own pace, which is what I love about this game. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. And for now, guys, just keep it real.